It's Tuesday, June 27th, 2023. I jotted down some notes today. I like to jot down notes because I don't like to forget what I want to talk about, and I like to prepare things before I speak to all of you. And there's a few things I want to talk about. Please feel free to comment down below. The comments have been on fire, so keep them coming. You're waking up a lot of people. So just a few thoughts today. I printed out some articles of a few things I jotted down. One of them is this. I truly believe that time is running out for America. And you have to ask yourself, how much longer can we hold on before things really break apart and cannot be put back together? We're getting to a point, I think we're there, a point of no return, where a lot of the damage that's being done socially, financially, is going to be unrepairable. And we are going to suffer some very, very severe consequences with this damage. There are just huge repercussions with this debt. We cannot stop spending. It's uncontrollable. And all of this is completely unsustainable. What's happening socially, the divide in this country, the disruption in this country. We're going to continue to see big problems here, ladies and gentlemen. You know, people will ask, what is society going to look like 20 years from now, 30 years from now, 50 years from now, 100 years from now? I ask, what is society going to look like a year from now? This is how fast. Don't worry about what it looks like in 20 or 30 years. You better worry about what it's going to look like a year from now, and are you prepared to deal with it? A few things I want to share with you today. They continue to tell us that everything's going to be okay. Economy's booming. Stock market's booming. What people don't understand is the economy and the stock market are two separate animals. There is no connection, there is no relationship now between the stock market and the economy. They are both disconnected. This economy is off the rails. The economy has been crashing since 2008. It is continuing to crash, and it is accelerating. New York Post today. Robinhood to slash 7% of full-time workforce in latest layoffs. The commission-free investing app cutting 150 workers. KPMG, which is one of the world's largest accounting and professional service firms, they're cutting 5% of their workforce. 3M to cut 6,000 jobs in second round of layoffs this year. Disney just cut 7,000 rounds. Gap just laid off 1,800, and the list goes on and on and on. Ford. There's so many layoffs every day. We just had 264,000 Americans file first-time jobless claims. We're now going to see the results of what the Fed has done, raising interest rates. This delayed reaction we're going to begin to see. And the Fed wanted to see this labor market cool down, and we're going to begin to watch it really cool down. I think we're getting very close to start seeing the jobless claims start breaking past 300,000 per week. But they keep telling us everything's okay. But the Fed is purposely going to destroy the job market. It's going to purposely slam the brakes on this economy, what's left of it. And you better get ready, ladies and gentlemen. Here's one from CNBC. I was reading this yesterday. 44% of people with a side hustle think they'll always need it, and more are picking one up. Well, of course they're going to need a side hustle because their jobs cannot keep up with inflation. Their wages cannot keep up with inflation. So they need to get another job and another job. Many people working now 3 jobs. The question is, what happens? I want you to think about this, and please comment down below and let me know your thoughts on this. It's very important. What happens when the job market dries up and there aren't as many side hustles out there to get? We're told that there's over 10 million jobs out there right now. Many of these jobs are part-time, low wage, no benefits, no opportunity to move up the ladder. These are just low-wage hospitality, service sector type jobs. Many of those jobs are going to dry up, ladies and gentlemen, because when people don't have the discretionary ability to spend or the money, they're not taking vacations like they used to. They're not traveling like they used to. So we're going to see less people going to the hotels, less people renting cars, less people going out to eat. And I know people are going to write me and tell me all the restaurants are packed, they're busy, business is booming. In some places, it's doing well. In many places, it is not doing so well. And we're going to see more and more restaurants continue to fold. We're going to see this service sector, the hospitality sector, begin to really, really slow down because people just don't have the discretionary spending that they once did. And many of those jobs in those sectors are going to disappear. And so what happens when people can't get the side hustles like they're getting right now? What happens when people cannot get the side hustle? What's going to happen? The job market is weakening right now. More people are getting laid off. And this is all trickling from tech to the automotive industry, to the mortgage industry, to the service sector industry, all across the board. So if you have a job right now, especially a job that might be paying you well, do everything in your power to not lose your job. If you have to be the first one there and the last one to leave, be the hardest worker. Don't lose a job. This is not a good time to be losing a job. Good jobs are so hard to replace. And even the service sector jobs are going to become more difficult to replace. And, we're told that, there's, I believe, 7 million working age males not in the labor force right now. What happens when people get hungry and they're forced to go back to work and the jobs are not there? We're going to see more jobs disappear. We're seeing jobs disappearing every day. And do you really believe the unemployment numbers right now? Do you really believe the job numbers right now? A lot of people say they call on these jobs, they never get a call back. A lot of these jobs, I think, are fake. And so I think a lot of the data is fake. Here's another one. Green madness. You have to burn a pizza stove 849 years to equal the use of one private jet over a period of a year. The city government in New York is set to restrict emissions from coal and wood burning ovens. So we're on the brink of World War III. People are losing their jobs. Real wages are not keeping up with inflation. We're over $32 trillion in debt. We have 42 million people on food stamps. We have people who can't get health insurance. Infrastructure is crumbling. The school system is melting down. Crime is just out of this world. People are struggling. 70% of this country is working paycheck to paycheck. Bankruptcies are exploding. Car repos exploding. It goes on and on and on. And the answer is, let's now go after pizzerias. This is so hypocritical. It says here, you would have to burn a pizza stove for 310,160 days. That's 849 years to equal what some of these politicians, their planes burn, their private jets burn in a year. Or the top 1%, their planes burn more than a pizza oven would burn in 849 years. They burn more on a plane in 1 year than what a pizza oven would burn in 849 years. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. It's so hypocritical. So we're going to go after the restaurant owner, the pizzeria, the guy who's working 7 days a week to pay his bills, the guy that's been working for 20, 30, 50 years, family business. They're doing everything they can to destroy it. And yet, the people flying around on private jets, no problem. Fly around in your private jets. It's really... Does anybody see a problem here? Does anybody have an issue with this? I mean, the problems that we're seeing right here just in the U.S., not just globally, but right here in the U.S., and the answer is let's go after pizzerias. Unbelievable. We are really in big trouble. We are lost. And I think we are, no doubt, past the point of no return. Wolfstreet.com. As prices of new homes drop, sales jump. Cut the price and they will come. So we see two different types of sellers here. The existing home seller, the private homeowner, and the builder. And let me tell you, the builders are much more savvy than the U.S. homeowner. They're discounting, they're throwing in incentives. Previously owned home sales have plunged over 20% year over year. New home sales have jumped 20% year over year. But remember, when we look at these numbers too, of sales, a lot of these sales haven't even closed yet. So we don't know yet if this will be revised because until the sale actually closes, we don't really know for sure what the home sales are, but they will say new home sales have jumped 20%, but a lot of these homes under contract can fall out of contract. So we probably won't really know for a couple months if this is revised or not, but no matter, we're seeing higher home sales with new home builders than existing home sales. But why the difference between existing sales and the new home sales? Well, builders are doing mortgage rate buy downs. They're throwing in incentives. You know, maybe they're throwing in a pool, you know, the custom floors or the custom granite in the home, whatever they're doing, whatever they have to do. But the average new price of a new home down 19.1%. That's over the past 6 months. So you lower the price, you're going to get sales. So I think that's very interesting, because we're not seeing the existing homeowner on the market lowering their price right now. Prices are down about 3%, but new home prices over the last 6 months are down 19%. So they're cutting prices, they're throwing in incentives, they're doing mortgage rate buybacks. That's the difference between somebody that knows how to sell and when to sell versus the average homeowner who thinks that if they wait long enough, they're going to get the price that they want. But in fact, what they're going to do is just chase the market down, and they're going to cost themselves a lot of money. Now, here is what doesn't make sense to me, whether it's a new home, existing home. This is what doesn't make sense to me. Just breaking down some of the numbers here. If you take the average household income in America, which is, let's say, $62,000 to $65,000 per year before taxes, the average median home, $416,000, I think that's new home price. That's over $3,000 a month. That's a $3,000 a month, a little bit over a $3,000 a month home payment. That's nearly 60% of the monthly income of that household earning $62,000 to $65,000 a year. So what's left after this household pays taxes? Remember, $62,000 to $65,000, that's before taxes. That's $5,200 a month income before taxes, and your house payment is over $3,000 a month. So once you pay Uncle Sam, once you make the mortgage payment, you don't have a whole lot of money left over. I mean, how in the world do you even pay your cell phone at this point? So how is this sustainable? Somebody please explain this to me. And when you look at the debt to income ratios, this is unsustainable. This is why I believe we're going to see another housing crash. When you look at the amount of homes that people bought for VRBO, Airbnb, that are not renting out right now, and you wonder where the inventory is, well, people were out buying 2, 3, 4, 5 homes because they wanted to be real estate moguls, and they thought they were going to be able to rent these homes, 70% of the year. Not happening now, because people don't have the discretionary spending ability that they did a year or two ago. And so this whole home rental market is really, really beginning to slow down, and you're going to see a lot more inventory coming on the market because these homes are not renting out like these people thought that they would, because the economy now has slowed down. Interest rates have gone up. Inflation is out of control, and people are losing their jobs. So they're not worried, or they're not thinking about taking a 3-day vacation. They're worried about if they're going to have a job tomorrow, or what they're going to do, or how they're going to make their house payment, or their rent, or their car payment. So things are changing. TheEconomicCollapse.com. Yes, the U.S. economy continues to move in the wrong direction. We talked about this yesterday. The money supply is continuing to shrink. Money supply contraction is the largest it's been since the Great Depression. 264,000 Americans filed first-time jobless claims last week, and I think it was 262,000 the week prior. Home prices are cooling. Existing home sales down over 20% year over year. Commercial real estate, just a ticking time bomb. More banks are going to be in trouble. We've had 4 major bank collapses this year alone that took out more money than the entire financial crisis of 2008. Nobody even talking about it. Just shifting gears here for a minute. You know, just what was it? Yesterday, day before, somebody wrote me and said again, oh, you're telling us about all the problems, JB, all the doom and gloom, but you don't have solutions. And I gave this gentleman a couple solutions yesterday. Well, to this gentleman again, I'm going to give you another solution today. Another solution today that is going to make you a better person, a smarter person, and it's going to save you some money so that you can actually go out and maybe buy some assets, buy some gold, buy some silver. And while we see precious metals prices pulling back a bit, don't be fooled. They're going up. And I still do believe we will see gold at an all-time high this year. If you need a reliable source to buy your gold, your silver, SD Bullion, go to my link down below. You can go to any link you want to. You can buy from anybody you want to. You don't have to buy it all. It doesn't matter to me. But I think you have to be holding real, tangible assets like gold and silver. SD Bullion, link down below. So that's some advice to this gentleman right there. Buy some gold, buy some silver, get out of the system, protect yourself. But Warner Brothers, The Flash, tanks at box office with 72% drop off. Here's some advice. Do what a lot of people are doing right now. Do not support Hollywood. Do not support Hollywood. That's some of the best advice I could give anybody today. Don't invest your time and don't invest your money in Hollywood or most of these sporting organizations. Do not invest your time. Do not invest your money. That is some of the best advice I could give anybody, including this gentleman that I replied to yesterday. Don't invest time or money in Hollywood or sports. Save your money, buy hard assets. You will be much better off mentally and financially and spiritually by not investing time and money in these organizations. Buy God's money, buy some gold, buy some silver, and take your time and spend it maybe with your family, spend it absorbing knowledge, spend it reading, spend it preparing. Don't spend it at a baseball game. Don't spend it at a movie theater. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your money. Now, I'm going to close with this last article. Husband Michael Tenorio shot dead during movie theater dispute. I bring this up again because here we are. This is the society we live in. This is why you better be awake. You better be alert. You better know where the exits are. You better get your face out of your phone. You better be paying attention. You better be watching your kids. You better know where you're at. You better have a plan. This took place at the Century Rio Theater in Albuquerque, New York, 8:50 p.m. Sunday. The suspect who took this gentleman's life was 19. And what happened was apparently Mr. Tenorio and his wife had asked a couple if they could just move over a couple seats at the movie theater. And apparently a argument erupted over this. And the suspect took a tub of popcorn and threw it over Mr. Tenorio's wife's head. And Mr. Tenorio reacted, yelled at him, and shoved this person, which most people would do, defending his wife. And then this suspect pulled out a weapon and took the life of Michael Tenorio at a movie theater over a disagreement or a disruption over seating arrangements. Incredible. Think about somebody willing to take the life of another human being over a disagreement over some theater seats. Think about this little demon taking a tub of popcorn and throwing this over into a woman's face. I mean, absolutely no respect for human life, no respect for anything. And now, I mean, it's just amazing how people will erupt and take things to this level over something that could have easily been, yes, I can move over or no. I mean, why wouldn't you just move over a seat to let these two people in? Unbelievable. All could have been avoided. And now this gentleman has lost his life over a disagreement over some theater seats. Be careful out there, ladies and gentlemen. Be careful. I think most people don't realize what a lot of people are capable of doing now. They have no respect for your life. They have no respect for law, human life, nothing. I mean, it is incredible where people are willing to take this stuff. I mean, a police officer pulls somebody over for speeding, and, you know, people now are just willing to get into a gunfight over a speeding ticket. It's incredible. Or a parking spot. This is happening every day. So I just wanted to bring this up because I'm going to keep reminding people you need to be very, very careful. When you're out there, you need to be careful when you're at home. You need to be paying attention. You need to be aware of your environment. You need to be making sure you know where your kids are. Get your face out of the phone. Stop being a zombie. And just be careful. Be careful. I don't know if this could have been avoided. Maybe, I mean, you're dealing with some very, very evil people. But I wanted to bring this up, and I'm going to keep bringing articles up like this because we need to be reminded that when we leave the house, you know, you get into an altercation with somebody. A lot of times it's just, look, walk away, avoid it. It's not worth it. And it just shocks me daily the type of crime that we're seeing take place in America. You didn't see this, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. This is new. This is at a whole nother level. I don't know why. Why are we seeing this type of crime now, this amount of violence over absolutely nothing? Why? This is, you know, this has been happening for a few years now, but you didn't see this back in, you know, the 90s or the 80s. You know, not saying it didn't exist, but not to this degree, not to this level. This is happening every day. Watching, you know, people at McDonald's being attacked, watching people just being punched in the face while they're walking, you know, down the subway. People just willing to take your life for entertainment, just to have fun. It's just shocking. It really is to see the evil that we're dealing with in society right now. It's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. It's going to intensify. And what does this look like a year from now? As the economy continues to crumble, you're going to see more and more crime. You're going to see more people act out. You're going to see more lawlessness. Be careful. Be careful. God bless every one of you. Please like this video, share it, make sure you subscribe. I want to thank everybody for the incredible comments. Thank people for reaching out, all the support. None of this is possible without you. God bless every one of you. Be safe out there.